Today I'm going to give away a free t-shirt, reveal the books I bought this week, and somewhere on this episode is a mystery pop-up segment. Where will it be? Hey everyone! Now this month is also Brain Injury Awareness Month. Now a brain injury is a physical damage to the brain caused by an external force, such as a blow, bump, or jolt to the head. There are two types of brain injuries. The first one is traumatic brain injury, or TBI. This is caused by an impact or penetration to the head. And then the next one, or the second one rather, is acquired brain injury, or ABI. This includes TBI as well as other types of brain damage such as a stroke and brain tumors. The most common causes of brain injuries are falls, motor vehicle accidents, sports injuries, assaults, and explosions. Symptoms can vary depending on the severity and location of the injury. Common symptoms include headache, confusion or disorientation, loss of consciousness, seizures, nausea and vomiting, dizziness, fatigue, memory problems, changes in mood or behavior, and difficulty with attention and concentration. Now, I personally know some folks that are living with brain injuries, and I know some folks that have died from complications to brain injuries. But if you're watching this and you're living with a brain injury, or if you know someone who's living with a brain injury, or you know someone who has died from complications to brain injuries, I love y'all, and this mystery pop-up segment is for y'all. Alright, this is a Brain Injury Awareness Comic Hero tee. If you would like one, you can find them on comicheroshop.myshopify.com for $17, and I will donate half of each purchase to the Brain Injury Association of America. Alright, on my last visit to Excalibur Comics, I decided to split the books in half. That way I could raise awareness of this cause. Now this is the front half of the books that I bought. You'll see the back half later on the show. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and reveal them. So here we go. First up is Absolute Flash number 13. The Amazing Spider-Man number 24. Batman Superman World's Finest number 49. Black Panther Intergalactic number 4. Captain America number 8. Catwoman number 85. The Infernal Hulk number 5. The Mortal Thor number 8. And finally, New Titans number 33, or the book formerly known as Titans. Alright, with those 9, that brings the total number of comics that I bought since December of 1997 to 14,464. You just watched. How y'all doing? I'm Victor, and you are watching a Comic Hero show. Now kick that intro.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host, Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. This month is Endometriosis Awareness Month. I'm going to touch base on that later on, but for right now, it's time to give away a free t-shirt. All right, on last week's episode, I asked, which Marvel character can unconsciously alter reality to avoid her own death? Well, the correct answer is the Scarlet Witch. And 6 people have answered correctly, and because they've answered correctly, your name's been entered in a drawing for a free tee. And that drawing takes place right now. So entering a free tee for this week's episode of the show is Stephen Nip from Muncie, Indiana. So congratulations, Stephen. Win yourself a free Comic Hero tee. Sorry, Superboy. All right, here's the question for next week's episode. And since we're still in the month of March, and March being Women's History Month, this is both a Wonder Woman and a Donna Troy question. Wonder Woman has the lasso of truth. What is Donna Troy's lasso capable of? Is it A, rage, B, persuasion, or C, lies? All right, here's some hints to help. The first hint is that the definition of this word is the process of guiding or influencing a person's beliefs, attitudes, intentions, or behaviors through communication, appeals, or argumentation. The second hint, this word is also the name of Jane Austen's final completed novel, published posthumously in 1817 about a woman who gets a second chance at love. And then the third and final hint, Crystal Blue Blank by Tommy James and the Shondells. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tee on next week's episode of the show. All right, I hope y'all enjoyed that mystery pop-up segment that I did at the beginning. Due to the length of it, I'm not going to feature a Throwdown Showdown segment or any question segment. I'm going to table that. It's probably going to be the first episode of April when I get back to doing either one of those. So, with all that being said, let's get to the comics I bought this week. Comic books I bought this week. All right, here we go. First up is Planet She-Hulk number 5. Racer X number 5. Sorcerer Supreme number 4. Superman Unlimited number 11. Ultimate Wolverine number 15. The Ultimates number 22. Wade Wilson Deadpool number 2. Wonder Woman number 31. And finally, X-Men number 27. All right, that's 9, which brings the total number of comics that I bought since December of 1997 to 14,473. All right, well, I hope y'all enjoyed this week's episode. And here's a question again for a free tea for next week's episode of the show. Wonder Woman has the lasso of truth. What is Donna Troy's lasso capable of? Is it A, rage, B, persuasion, or C, lies? All right, here's some hints to help. The first hint is that the definition of this word is the process of guiding or influencing a person's beliefs, attitudes, intentions, or behaviors through communication, appeals, or argumentation. The second hint, this word is also the name of Jane Austen's final completed novel, published posthumously in 1817 about a woman who gets a second chance at love. And then the third and final hint, Crystal Blue Blank by Tommy James and the Shondells. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tea on next week's episode of the show. And congratulations to Stephen Nipp from Muncie, Indiana, who won a free tea on this episode. Now, this month is Endometriosis Awareness Month. Now, endometriosis, which is a cause among women, is a chronic, often painful disease where tissue similar to the uterus lining grows outside it, causing inflammation, scar tissue, and infertility. Key symptoms include severe pelvic pain, especially during menstruation or intercourse, and chronic fatigue. Though not fully understood, it is likely caused by retrograde menstruation, immune dysfunction, or genetic factors, with management focusing on hormone therapy and surgery. Now, the symptoms of endometriosis are severe pelvic pain, which often occurs during menstruation, but can also occur outside of it. Painful periods, which is cramping that starts before and lasts after, which may be mistaken for normal cramping, but is significantly more severe. Then there's painful intercourse, which is pain during or after sex. Pain with bowel movement or urination, which often occurs during menstrual periods. Infertility, which affects up to 50% of women with the condition. And other symptoms, which include fatigue, diarrhea, constipation, bloating, and nausea. Now, I know some women that are living with this disease, and I know someone who recently passed away after complications of the disease. Now, if you're watching this and you happen to be a woman living with this disease, or you happen to be someone who knows a woman living with this disease, or if you're watching this and you have a family member who passed away from complications of endometriosis, I love y'all, and this episode is for y'all. Now, I just want to go ahead and say this right now. Just like MS, you don't die from endometriosis. You die from complications of endometriosis. All right, this is an endometriosis awareness comic hero tee. And if you would like one, you can find them on comicheroshop.com for $17, and I will donate half of each purchase to the Endometriosis Association. All right, here's the road ahead for the show. On next week's episode, to close out the month of March, I'm going to raise awareness of colorectal cancer, and in the mystery pop-up segment, I'm going to raise awareness of cerebral palsy. Then on episode 559, to kick off the month of April, I'm raising awareness of autism. Then on episode 560, I'm celebrating military children, because April is the month of the military child. All right, if you're watching this for the first time on YouTube, welcome. And as soon as you're done, hit subscribe. And if you're watching this on the Louisiana Delta Content Creators Facebook page, welcome. And as soon as you're done, go on YouTube and hit subscribe. All right, I'm Victor Nunley on the Comic Hero. I'll see you next week for episode 558. So until then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero.
You